you're tributing Johnny Gill.
That's correct.
What does Johnny Gill mean to Ruben Studdard and your career?
Lyrically, rhyme-wise.
Okay.
This is the perfect year to have Sorry 2024. We're going to
Okay.
get Sorry 2024 in 2024.
Listen, man, I recorded a Christmas album
Okay.
like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we just been sitting on it. And I'm like, you know,
You didn't put it out yet?
We sound crazy.
We're backstage at Black Music Honors. We sound crazy with the one and only Ruben Studdard is in the building. The honoree for the night.
Yeah,
Honoring.
Honoring.
Yes, sir.
Honoring.
Yeah.
But you're going to be doing that good singing is what we're
Gotta
talking
sing
about.
the song tonight.
Gotta sing the song?
Gotta sing the
Yeah,
song.
you're tributing Johnny Gill.
That's correct.
What does Johnny Gill mean to Ruben Studdard and your career?
You know, I was introduced to him. I'm sure you guys are all about the same, around the same age. Like, I'm 44.
Yep.
45.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We in there.
We in there.
And you know, I was introduced to him when I was young. Like I think when him and Stacey Lattisaw singing like Perfect Combination. But you know, as a young urban youth, my real first introduction to him was when he joined New Edition.
Yeah.
The group in particular impacted my life because they were one of my very first concerts.
Oh, wow.
When I was about 5 or 6, my mama took me to the Fair Park Arena to see the Fat Boys,
Wow.
Run DMC,
Wow.
and New Edition. They were always the craziest combo of people on the ticket, but that's who I saw. And it impacted me in such a way that I said, I'm gonna do that when I grow up. And so for me, getting the opportunity to pay tribute to Johnny is really just a blessing. Like I've really had the opportunity over my career to sing for so many people that I admired as a young person.
Yeah.
And you know, this night is no different from that.
How many albums do you have out total?
8.
8?
I think. Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like if you have 8 albums out, then you are allowed to speak on
Okay.
the state of R&B.
Okay.
So as a vocalist,
Okay.
American Idol winner,
Okay.
which means you got to really be able to sing.
Okay.
How do you feel we are in as R&B with singers, because especially male singers? What's your take of where we're at right now?
I think that music as a whole is going through a metamorphosis of sorts, you know, and especially urban music. And this is not different. It's just that we're experiencing it in our
lifetime.
time. You know what I mean? There was a time when, you know, people would, you know, much rather hear people play instruments than sing songs.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
That's
and
true.
then, you know, as you move forward, you know, like when rap music became very popular in the early 80s, you know, people were saying, well, what's going to happen to the R&B singer? And then they, you know, of course, incorporated R&B into rap.
Everyone loves 90s R&B right now because of that.
You know what I mean? So I think that, you know, there will be, you know, a time when the singer becomes the most important part of the music industry. I think that everybody just gets their turn.
Yeah.
I like the positive
I
outlook.
like that.
I think it's really true. Like I think people just it's not the R&B male singer's turn right now. You know what I mean? Like it's you know, the younger kids that are doing the things that's pleasing to, and these young kids will get old, and then they have to.
You will get old one day,
and then they'll have to come hear people like me sing. So you know, I appreciate the challenge of winning over, because I do the Ruben Sings Luther tour, right? And undoubtedly, every time I do this show, I'll have somebody at the meet and greet that's like was in the same way that I was drugged to a Luther Vandross concert by my mom.
Okay.
There's somebody that, because you know, when I was a kid, I wasn't trying to listen to Luther. I was listening to Belle Biv DeVoe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you know, and there's somebody that like, man, I really enjoyed that. I'm gonna go look for your music now.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I think that people recognize when, you know, there's real music and they have an opportunity to hear it, they'll, you know, gravitate to it.
Yeah, man. How much did being from Alabama have an effect on your musical journey?
I think Alabama is a very interesting place
Yeah.
because we have so many different things going on musically, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Of course, there's church.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's like always your 1st musical influence. But for me, being a child that grew up after all the civil rights movements and all that stuff, like going to school in the 80s, like I got an opportunity to absorb all these different types of music from the kids that were going to school with me. So like I remember in kindergarten, like first grade, one of my friends was like a Van Halen fan. So like, you just get, you get
everything.
a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate it, man. It's and our live music scene there, even though it's not nationally known, we have a lot of great little small music venues where like hip hop is alive, country,
Yeah.
rock and roll, like even like we have like a huge Caribbean
Hey,
community where
that's
they
good.
like do like reggae festivals
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah,
So it's a great place to be, especially if you want to have a good music education.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yep.
that, as I, get older, I now understand how important it is
Yeah.
to have great music teachers
Yeah.
in schools.
Just to have music in schools, period.
Period,
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I think for all of us, it changes your life.
So this year marks 20 years since your debut, right?
Sorry, 2004.
Sorry,
2004.
2004.
I have a question about that, by
We're
the
gonna
way.
do the
We'll come back
remix.
to that. We'll come back to that.
All
yeah.
right.
And of course, we're 21 years removed from the Idol win.
Yes.
What is the one thing that you learned about yourself in just this entire trajectory of your life and your career since then?
The one thing that I know for certain that I am extremely blessed to have had the opportunity to be on such a platform. I have learned that there are a lot of things that I didn't know that I could endure.
Wow.
And I didn't know that a lot of things that I was learning, so I played football. I went to college on a football scholarship, even though I was a music ed major. But I learned that a lot of those having to push through uncomfortable situations translates in this business as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For sure.
Because you oftentimes be put in positions where you have to sing more than you want to, or you have to do more concerts than is necessary. And I've been really blessed to learn that all the things that I learned as a young person helped me in the business that I'm in now.
I love that.
Okay, so here's my sorry 2004 question. As the songwriter in me, okay?
Okay.
All right, it's now 2024,
Okay.
right? And lyrically, rhyme-wise,
Okay.
this is the perfect year to have Sorry 2024. We're going to
Okay.
get Sorry 2024 in 2024.
Listen, man, I have asked Damon, Harvey, and the rest of the underdogs to please, rewrite.
You know what I'm saying to you? You couldn't do it in 14,
yeah.
but it works perfectly for the lyrics now.
And I don't want. And here's the thing, I would have done it myself.
Okay.
But I respect
Yeah.
my brother's art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I would never want anybody to rewrite, even though I'm the person that's presenting the material. I know that it's just important to make sure you invite people into the process.
Of course.
Yeah.
Recreating their art.
Yeah.
I'm a part of the painting just as well as they
Yeah.
are. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna hit up Damon because I feel like we're halfway through the year. We need a Sorry 2024.
Hey, look, I just hit him the other week. Like, hey man, come on with it.
Well, at least I know we're on the same page here. Okay, that's all I
Hey.
was, it's official. We're on the same page.
yeah.
Well, as Claude mentioned earlier, you have, we talked about the albums, and you recently released an album, the way I remember it, with the Masterpiece record on there. What does it mean to still be putting out projects after this many years
I'm
later?
just thankful, man.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I've being a fan and also having now been in the music industry 21 years, you know what I mean? I know how quickly people's attention spans
Yeah.
go, you know what I mean? And so to even have the opportunity to release new music, work with new producers, this project, I'd never worked with these guys other than I think the only person I ever worked with on this project that did one song was Eric Dawkins. The rest of them,
We love Eric.
you know what I mean, it was all, new people that I'd never, so for me, it was a new experience, new people, and it's been great. People are really enjoying the music.
Is there another project in the near future?
Listen, man, I recorded a Christmas album
Okay.
like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we just been sitting on it. And I'm like, you know,
You ain't put it out yet?
I have no idea why we haven't put this album out. John
I mean,
Jackson. Let's do it, brother.
Because I feel like Christmas, I mean, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, my brother, who's also my MD, is an amazing producer. And he, you know, we have like several songs that we just been sitting on for whatever reason. So that's, you know, hopefully we'll have that out.
Christmas
this
album
year.
would be good.
Yeah, that would be
I
great.
would love to hear that.
You know what album I feel like of yours that people don't talk about enough is the gospel album you did.
Huh.
When you shout to the Lord.
Come on,
all the-
Warren.
Yeah, I mean, that whole album, I mean,
Yeah.
and for you to have been coming off of Idol, the Soulful Project, and to come out with a gospel album
Yes.
at that point in your career, which is like
Bold.
Well,
Super Bowl.
I kind of, you know, I promised God
Yeah.
I will always tell people that he was the reason why I was in the position that I was in. You know what I mean? I grew up in the church. I was in a ton of gospel groups. You know, all of my idols are gospel singers. I mean, and, you know, I remember, this is a funny story. My group was performing at GMWA. I was in a group like, I was in a gospel group like Commission.
Yeah.
So we were getting ready to open for, I think, some local choir or something. And they gave us the compilation disc to Mary Mary, like their first songs, like Shackles and all that. And I said to my group members, I said, man, I don't know who this Baby Dub dude is, but I'm gonna work with him one day.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, whatever. I said, all right, man, I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna work with this dude one day. And as sure as my name is Ruben, like I became friends with Warren straight away. And, you know,
Warren's a real deal.
yeah, and I told him, like, I really want to do a gospel album as opposed to doing a Christmas album. Because that's what the deal required.
Yeah.
You know, the deal was like, you know, you give us these albums, and I asked him, like, is it okay instead of doing a Christmas album, I do a gospel album?
Yeah.
It's the same deal structure. Like
So
it's just
it's just the baby Jesus.
Yeah.
It's a baby Jesus or the grown Jesus. Which one you want?
But it really turned into, I think, for the record company, more than they expected.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? Because in their
Yeah.
mind, they're like, oh, yeah, whatever, you know, like, we're trying to get you off this Idol deal. Like, come
Right,
on,
right.
do as many records as you want. You know what I mean? I'm like, and it turned into a whole thing.
Into a
you
whole
know what I
thing.
mean?
Well, listen, we're not gonna keep, because you gotta do that good singing.
Right.
All right. But as you leave, I want to ask you, because you said gospel is your biggest influence. Almost rapid fire. Who are your top 4 biggest gospel influences?
Fred Hammond, John P. Key,
Yeah.
Marvin L. Winans,
Okay.
Not mad.
and I got to give a shout to Kim Burrell.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And this is later on in life. I was in a group called Jamel Strong and Message, and we would like open for, sing background for like people, and she was one of the people we sang.
Wow,
sang,
you got
and
to actually
and
spend
She was
time.
so like professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'd never met anybody
Who was that?
in music like that before. Like that was like that precise. Like, no, that note, that E or whatever is wrong.
Yeah.
Tenors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Tenors.
We're like, okay, well, let's fix it. But yeah. So
That's a heavy duty list right
Heavy
there.
list.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ruben Studdard.
Thank
We're
y'all.
still live backstage at
Yes,
the Black
we
Music
are.
Honors. More to come. Stay tuned. We sound crazy.